Testing, hot outbound count. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Are you ready?
I'm all ready.
You on here? Come on, let's go inside and get started. Dusty out in that hall.
Hey, get a load of butts over there.
Oh, would I like to felt you just once. Dusty out in that hall. What's my temperature, Norton? 111. Oh, come on, let's get moving. Isn't there any lawn here?
Yeah, about 300 pounds.
A 20% percentage.
And now, who is our next guest, please? Herb, here's our next guest.
Ed Norton. Ha ha! Watch this.
The Honeymooners Podcast, the only podcast that is all about the greatest show of all time. With the stars, Joe Conti and Louis Fatts.
If they ever institute a Nut of the Month Club, I've got a very good idea who's going to be January and February.
Welcome, fellow raccoons and members of the Women's Auxiliary. What's happening, all you hurricanes, Bensonhurst bombers, and all you convention idiots out there? You're listening to the Honeymooners Podcast with me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fatts.
3, 2, 1.
And he's so tall and slim.
I knew to get around.
That was on me. I was waiting for you to go first.
Oh, wow. I don't know. I was waiting for my.
No,
okay, here we go.
That was on me.
All right, here we go. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Morris Fink. I'm the Grand High Exalted Mystic Ruler of the International Order of Friendly Raccoons. All right, Joe. I have a couple of things.
That doesn't sound like a guy who works in the sewer, I'll tell you that.
That's what we're talking about right there. There's a couple of points, a couple of burners here.
The only podcast all about the greatest show of all time. We record in the Non-Productive Studios at 328 Chauncey Street in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, also known as Clifton, New Jersey. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating and leave a positive review, and we will read them. The home base, if you don't do the phone or the podcast thing, it's non-productive.com/honeymooners. And also on YouTube, every episode now is on the YouTube channel, which is non-productive YouTube. Mm-hmm. And don't forget to like our Honeymooners Podcast Facebook page, our Honeymooners Podcast what was it? Wait a minute. Oh, Facebook group. I always get that confused. Yeah. And then we're also on Twitter at Honeymooner1. And if you want to leave us a voicemail, it's 628-400-7741. And of course, if you want to email us, it's honeymoonerspodcast@AOL.com.
Aren't they ancient?
Ha ha ha. Yes, and of course, if you go on the website, there's a thing for Patreon. If you just want to support us and throw us a couple of bucks here and there, a couple of bucks,
it's always nice.
$100.
Yeah.
$100. Yes. What's going on, Lou?
Joe, 138.
Yes.
Post-convention.
A little bit late, but I have to tell you, the studio looks exactly the same.
Yes, it does.
It looks like it's in shambles, but it is.
That's exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always looked.
But he has done some work. Our computers are running a little bit sharper. Yep. Everything is a little bit finer. And
we haven't caught up yet, but it's
no. We're definitely they definitely need the janitor.
Here.
Janitor. Louis texted me about janitor. Oh my goodness!
The fourth janitor he's had in this month. This year.
Yeah.
It's the fourth janitor I've had this year. And you know why they quit? They kind of quit because of kind of you and you.
Yeah, just them guys. Yeah, not because they have a lunatic for a boss. No, wouldn't be that guy. But so now it's been a while,
yes,
and we're going to get through everything first before we talk about the convention. Yep. Okay, we got to do. And I'm trying to think, what do we do first? I think we do the sponsors first, right?
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
of course. Yeah. And our first sponsor is, of course, my wife.
Your wife,
exactly. And it's thegoods.fun. And if you go to thegoods.fun, if you're looking for, first of all, there's the one collections section called 328 Chauncey Street.
328 Chauncey.
And right now we got like mugs and some drinking rock glasses, which are very cool.
Oh, they're cool. Everything's cool. People have been posting pictures. They're really cool.
Yeah. It's really, really cool.
Even
Yeah,
the coffee mug's great.
Yeah. I
great.
love the coffee mug.
It's great.
Every Saturday
There
morning,
you
that's
go.
my coffee
There you
mug
go.
because the other morning I can't. But yeah, so if you go there, and also there's just my wife,
Your wife.
yeah,
Okay,
she
good.
takes she's a photographer and she does all these great nature pics. That's her thing. She doesn't take pictures of humans because she doesn't live with any.
And he gets
One gorilla, one dog, and 3 cats. Yeah.
Low-land gorilla.
Low-land gorilla. I apologize. So a smaller version of the low-land gorilla. Yeah. But she, but what she does is she takes these wonderful nature pictures, and I know you would you wouldn't mind a couple of pictures.
No, I wouldn't mind a couple of pictures.
Yeah. And she puts them on all these great products like shower curtains, journals. There's so many cool things. Go to thegoods.fun and you can just troll around there for a while and you can check out some good stuff. And we're going to get more and more stuff from the Honeymooners.
You're going to get more
on
Honeymooners stuff.
328 Chauncey Street.
She does a great job.
Yes.
Phenomenal
And
job.
our second sponsor of the day out of our 3 is, of course, Silk City Hot Sauce.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, you guys all know Silk City Hot Sauce. Kingfish Levinsky. Jeff Levinsky is the proprietor. He's a Jersey guy.
Jersey guy,
His dad was one of the original members of Ralph.
Yes, he was.
Yep. And so what you do is you go to silkcityhotsauce.com and go get yourself some great hot sauce. I mean, really, you just got to take it and just...
Hey, well, roll that around your mouth.
Exactly. It's so sad.
You put it on your oatmeal.
Yeah, but they have all these great hot sauces with the coolest names.
Oh, great names.
And he said he's going to get the Honeymooners one back.
Oh, he's putting that back. All right,
He's
good.
going to definitely. He just has. It's getting all the ingredients together. And
Oh, okay.
he's been so busy. Guy's got kids. I don't know his priorities.
Yeah, really.
Kids.
I always thought hot sauce came first. But then I don't have kids, so.
Yeah, exactly. Neither do I. And I'm telling you, every single person that ever tries any of his hot sauce, they all say the same thing. They all do.
I've never tasted anything like it before.
Exactly. So what you do is you go to the website. It's Marshall. You gotta love Marshall. Man. Marshall is
My
great.
favorite.
He really is awesome.
Oh, my God.
He's probably second tertiary. Tertiary?
Tertiary.
Yeah, probably one of the best tertiary.
Oh, God,
characters.
without a doubt.
You know what I mean?
In my world, yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. And every time you do him, it's just perfect. It really is. So what you do is you go to Silk City Hot Sauce, right? They have different packages. You could just go a la carte, pick whatever one you want. And then when you're done and you go to the checkout counter, there will be, right in the center of the checkout counter will be a place where you could put a coupon code. And you put 2 letters. And you know what those 2 letters are?
RX.
RX. And what that does is that gives you a 50% percentage off of your order, and then it gives you a free bottle.
Cherry sriracha.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't think of the word.
And of course,
Yeah, I get
you
cherry
don't really
sriracha.
get the cherry sriracha, but it's just for
for-
comedic purposes only.
right. That's our disclaimer.
Yeah. And you know why? Because we do that. You know why? Because we had...
You just gave me $1 million idea.
Right.
That was $1 million idea.
The $1 million idea was using the hot sauce for barbecue sauce.
Yes.
When we first did it.
That's right.
And I was using them for barbecue sauce.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Yep. Absolutely. So it's so much better than having...
I'll have a small cup of black coffee.
Yeah, like what are you going to do with that? You know, I'm telling you, you put it in
Put
like
a small cup of black coffee
Yeah.
on your spare ribs. Come on.
yeah, exactly. You take this, you put it on your spare ribs this summer when you're having a barbecue.
Yep.
You know, what people are going to say they're going to be like,
I know I've never tasted it before, but there's something about the aroma I recognize.
Hey, this is...
Cherry sriracha.
I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't think of the word.
Let me tell you something. That was an ad lib. We just did
my
it.
God,
I'm
that
singing
was
with
so
the Joe.
funny.
Roll it,
roll it. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. But yeah, all right. Silk City Hot Sauce. Go get your great hot sauce. And because we sent you, you get a 15%
percentage, yes.
off of your order. All right. So we have to get into our next thing that we have to do, because we're going to talk about the convention for sure.
Yep.
First, we have from last week, our last episode. Our
decade.
Yeah, it feels like forever ago.
I know. Oh, my God.
But our last person who was full-grown nut was Lee Yu.
Lee Yu.
All right? And Lee Yu, about 32 days ago, sent his speech.
His acceptance speech.
His acceptance speech. It's a sepsis speech. He's not feeling well. This is my sepsis speech.
Oh, God.
And Lee says, may I say thank you very much for this award. I know that I'm not worthy of it, but I still wish to accept it on behalf of all the other full-grown nuts of the world. I'm glad to see people realize full-grown nuts don't have an easy job of it. Often answering in honeymooners-esque with people who are not honeymoonered. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to go upstairs and fix Norton's water pipes. Lee Yu, great
acceptance speech.
A great acceptance speech. And so now we have to get into our new full-grown nut, and you guys know what happens. You guys know.
Verily, the Honeymooners podcast knights the full-grown nut of the week. Aren't you lucky?
It gives me real pleasure to present to you this award.
Tommy Demko, and we call him Tommy only because of the Tommies on the show.
That's right. He's
Tommy
in the line
Manicotti.
that's Mullins,
Doyle, and that's right. Tommy Doyle, Tommy Mullins, and Tommy Manicotti. He goes by either Tom or Thomas, but for us, you're Tommy. You're Tommy, buddy. Which is funny because I always say every person I ever met who's a Tommy always gets into a lot of fights at bars. I don't know why, but if it's a Tommy, he's getting into a lot of fights. Hopefully this isn't the Tommy who gets in a lot of fights, but Tommy Demko, relatively new.
Yep.
And just he's great on
up-and-coming contributor.
Up-and-coming contributor, exactly. And I have been a little bit absent from the pages, but I'm back. I've been kind of busy. I've had a lot of stuff going on, but good stuff. Nothing bad.
Good.
Of course, good stuff, not like this stuff over here.
We're doing here, not this. Whatever you want to
Not
call this
nonsense. Yeah. And Tommy, because he's young, when he was told about it, he got a little emotional.
It brings a tear to my eye and a lump to my throat.
And being a little bit of the childish guy, when they were thinking who they want, he right away was like,
That's he's just super excited. I mean, here he is like basically a newcomer, and he's just getting this honor.
And for being that young, and for them to just know.
Yeah, now you're a full-grown nut.
You're so stupid.
It really is. It's just
138 episodes of stupidity.
Exactly. Yeah. And to finish it up, here it is.
You're a menace to society. You're a menace to me.
And of course.
And you were a stupid head.
And that locked it in for the board of nuts.
Absolutely. Tommy Demko, Thomas Demko. Welcome to the group.
Yep.
Welcome to the club. Welcome to the Full-Grown Nut Society.
It is. It's society.
It's a society.
It is. Oh,
very
high
class.
I tell you what, Joe. These people are actually proud of it.
It's hilarious.
It is hilarious. They're proud of it. Yeah, I was full-grown. I'm a full-grown nut of week whatever.
Dude, they would say I was Full-Grown Nut episode 92.
Yeah,
I'm like,
they
what?
know.
Like, you really remember this?
Yes.
And they really, in a very jokingly but loving way, love it.
They do love it.
And
it's an honor.
It's because
Am I worthy of such an honor? See, it is.
Am I worthy of such an honor?
Am I worthy of such an honor?
But yeah, so and it is fun. And that segues right into what we got to talk about.
Yes.
Of course, our second annual Full Grown Nut convention. Honeymooners podcast, Full Grown Nut convention, whatever you want to call it. But it was a great time.
Oh, man.
It was more, I think we were talking about it. The first one, everything was so exciting because it was our first time.
Yes.
Nervous.
Yeah, we were very Norton. You were more Norton than me.
I was more Norton than you because I was worried more about the technical stuff.
Yeah.
And plus I was like, well, what if this just bombs? Like, what if they're just like, what are we doing here? There's no fun going on.
I drove 3 hours for this.
So
I came from Arizona.
I know. That's right off the bat. Gary, he was like a maniac the whole time.
Oh, he was nuts.
He was just absolutely nuts, and it was so awesome. I got to get it right out of the way.
Yeah.
Howard.
Oh, my goodness.
The janitor phone.
Oh,
unbelievable. I don't know what he did to do that, but you know what? I am humbled. I felt almost like
when you saw that thing, Joe, for the first time. It was like seeing Hoover Dam for the first time. It's like, when I saw you're like, what? And it's the details.
Yeah.
The small details.
Exactly. And I will tell you, it almost made me feel, and I mean this in the most positive way, it almost made me feel uncomfortable because I was like, why? Like, we're two idiots.
Yeah, two mooks.
We're two mooks who just love a 70-year-old TV show. And I can say that now.
Yeah.
In October, it will be 70 years
old. Wow.
I can actually say that I'm a fan of a TV show, and one of the people who listened to the show gave us this unbelievable gift.
Oh,
it's so cool. When I show, I can't wait because I'm working with Vic on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Can't wait to show him this thing. Because Vic DiBattista was the guy that I was saying he might come to the thing.
Right.
He wanted to come, but his daughter, not an unexpected, but she ended up visiting from Scotland. I think she lives in Scotland. Okay. His daughter and son both live in Scotland. Okay. It's weird. Yeah. It's kind of a coincidence. Yeah. And she was visiting, and she wanted to go to a Yankee game.
They went to a Yankee game.
And they went to the Yankee game that day. Hope they lost.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, really, me too.
But
I just hope they lose even without Vic there.
Yeah, really. Yeah, we're two Met fans here. But that thing was unreal.
Joe, I think he would have had a phenomenal time there.
Oh, my God.
He would have probably just like, what is going on here?
Because Vic is a
Honeymooners
huge Honeymooners fan. He makes references to the Honeymooners a lot in his set. You know?
Yeah.
Like he'll say something, and he does this thing where he will do a reference to something, and he's screaming and yelling, and Vic is out of his mind, and all of a sudden he stops. He goes, "For my young listeners, Ralph Cramden was a television program, blah 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 blah." That's what he does, and he does it with the Ralph Cramden too. Right. So when I saw that phone, I'm like, "This is amazing." And listen, Gary, the stuff that he gave us, the bell, it was so awesome. Like, and look. He was like, I felt overshadowed by the phone. No. It was more grandiose, but still, every single thing that you guys say for us, not say for us, but say about us, and all the little things. The fact that you showed up humbled me.
Yes,
and I'm sure it humbled.
Oh God, yeah.
Like
I am humble.
You know, the fact that we put 75 people in a room.
Yeah.
In Point Pleasant, New Jersey, at Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club to hang out, eat some food, laugh, just do lines back and forth.
I'm using a bottle of wine on the table.
Using a little bottle of, I mean, the things.
Start to see Mrs. Vanderbilt.
Yes, Louis' girl wanted to get a little of that replica. It almost looked just like
because it's hard. There's not many straw bottles anymore. Okay. There's only two we found that make it, and the one that was O-Pee-Chee, and there's another brand that makes also. But the straw bottles are very hard to find now. And I thought it was a nice gesture. We put them on the table for everybody, and
people were just like, "This is amazing."
Yeah.
And even though we did all this stuff and we prepped for it and all that, I still sat there in awe
Yeah.
at what was going on.
And it's just people enjoying themselves for that period of time.
Yeah.
And then when we got up there and did the bit, that was hysterical. Oh my God. Even though you couldn't see it, but it was
see anything.
Joe was like, how dare they put in amateur actors at the last minute? I was going to say that.
Yeah.
But it was funny. When you see it on film, because when I saw it, whoever taped it, I don't know whoever did. But,
I think it was Michael.
Michael had the thing going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was phenomenal. It was just,
I think the only different thing that I want to do next year, and with Joe Fernandez will help me do that, I want to record some of the things that we did for a podcast.
Oh, okay.
In other words, when we first go up there, do the songs, like there'll be the video and all that, and maybe like I'll just have Joe record whatever goes on the mics, and then I'll go with Joe and we'll just edit it down to like the highlights, and we'll make an hour and a half or whatever it is, a 2-hour episode of the actual convention.
Oh.
But
Joe did a phenomenal job. Joe Fernandez, phenomenal job.
Great. And he just, I told him, I said, Joe, if you want, he goes, no, I'm just enjoying watching all you lunatics. And, and then of course, Brian, to just, and the Q&A with Brian was great again. And
I want to say something. I called you too. He called me after the convention, Brian. He's absolutely amazed at the reception of the people having for the show, for him.
Yeah.
You have to hear him actually speak of it. It's amazing.
He's truly humbled.
Yeah, he really is, and not to the humble, but he really is, and he's amazed at the love for that show.
Yeah,
and the people, the energy.
Yeah,
and he goes, I can't believe how people are into this and the energy out there.
Yeah,
and it is. Oh God, it was great this year.
And
it was great last year too, but last year we had no benchmark.
Yes.
At least this year we had a bench where we could play off of what we did last year.
Absolutely.
There was some repetitiveness, but that's okay because we had a lot of new people.
Right.
And the people with repetitive didn't really care about Brian Carney, and all that.
I mean, really, the only repetitive things really was the song that we do.
Well, that's okay. Yeah, we got to do that.
Of course. That's the intro. The $99,000 answer. But this one was done.
Oh, it was
beautiful.
It was great.
It was great.
It was great.
And then, of course, the Q&A with Brian.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, it would take forever to thank everybody. But, of course, Steve Franchi.
Oh,
Steve's our producer.
Yeah. Here, have a marshmallow.
The 7-minute, the clip with all of the clip, which people loved it. It was like and he put it on the Facebook page. It's like a 7-minute clip of all different moments from the show that are sort of pseudo associated with the podcast. And then a couple of funny moments that I liked. We didn't even get it.
It was like, and it kind of like set the stage, Joe. It was like it really did. And even Michael Bruce had said to me, he goes, you got to celebrate also the podcast. He goes, we're celebrating the 39 episodes, and Brian goes, well, you guys got to celebrate the podcast also. With me and Joe, we're very humble, so we're not gonna.
I got schooled by Michael Bruce because he was the one that told me. We were talking one day before the podcast, before the convention, and he said, dude, you have to understand something. He goes, these people are coming to see you guys. And I don't think of that. I think of me and you as the vehicle for them to talk about the actual show. But I'm thinking we're the vehicle for them to congregate, whether it's at Uncle Vinny's or on Facebook.
Right.
And we're the vehicle for everybody to get together and have a good time with the lines and the references and the here's an items and all that.
Even on their other sister sites. Okay, sister.
Okay,
sister. Yeah, Joe, play.
Of course.
So I'll repeat the line.
Okay, thanks a lot, sister.
Because I read some of the things on the other sites, like the Honeymooners and the Honeymooners Raccoon Lodge and whatever. I don't know if there's another one. And people are saying, is this really happening? Is this convention? They thought it was just like somebody making up something.
Like, hey, we're having a convention.
And then so many people said, is this really happening? Well, yeah, it did.
And I think next year, it's going to be even like this year. We had about the same amount of people as last
Yeah.
year. Different people.
Yeah, a lot of
some
different people.
didn't come last year because they couldn't, and they made it this year. But I think next year is going to be even bigger.
Yep.
I really do.
Yeah.
And we're already. It's so funny. I'm already like trying to think of like certain things now. I think we already have the date.
Yeah. He gave a date. I can't remember.
22nd?
22nd, I believe.
March
22nd. Yeah.
2026. It's going to be a little, it might be a little bit more money, but
Yeah,
still.
well,
But
for what you get, let me tell you something.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've been out to restaurants lately and see what we're paying for food.
Absolutely.
What we got there.
Yeah.
You got 3 hours of entertainment.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine it's like the floor show at the Hong Kong
Yeah,
Guard.
exactly. Imagine you pay $50, you get family style, good food,
good
entertainment. You get to hang out for 3 or 4 hours, and you're not just sitting at a table. You're enjoying yourself.
You're out there mingling, talking, and going around, taking pictures with Brian and the hat, and he's so humble.
Absolutely.
About doing it. He enjoys that.
Yeah.
Anybody else would be like, oh, God, again. With it. He's not. It's like...
And
his enthusiasm is unbelievable.
His enthusiasm was after the show. Now, after the convention, like we still have more people to thank. Like, of course, Rod Albanese, and Michael Bruce, and Steve, and then of course Rob Lilly.
Oh, Rob Lilly. Oh,
Brother
man.
Norton, who just he's a vital part of this convention, without a doubt. And I think next year, if he has more stuff, if he wants to have a table, and I don't even know if he hears this, doesn't matter. I want to pay for his table.
Yes.
Done. I want.
He's going to have more stuff. He told me he's getting. I think he's going to get the button machine, so he's going to make buttons. Because the gift bag was pretty funny. We always have good trouble. Yeah, we put some thought into these things, like the hairpins and
the hairpins,
the Mamba candy. Let me tell you something. Those Mamba candies, they are. We're like addicted to them. We were addicted.
Really?
Yeah, and I
haven't tried one.
Oh my God!
Is it that?
Oh, they're phenomenal.
Oh,
they're phenomenal.
I'm not a total candy guy. Like
to
me, candy is a Reese's peanut butter cup. That's a candy.
Yeah,
to
okay.
me.
No, I'm not a candy guy either because I got to watch the blood,
plus,
the sugar, and all that.
If I'm
stuff.
gonna have something, I want.
But this Mamba thing, oh my
really?
God, yeah.
What kind of flavors?
Oh, I think there's 4. There's I don't know, a couple of 2 berries and like a banana and a lemon.
I got to check that.
Oh
I'm
my
going to try
God.
one. I'm just going to try one.
This is your gift bag.
I'm gonna go get one.
Joe, the calendar.
It was the
Sick.
talk. The
Sick.
Rob made a calendar for this year and had every person that was on the show, their birthdays, the actor who, Ned Glass was
he was just recently. It was
like right around my birthday.
Yeah,
April 1st.
Yeah,
I think his was like 2nd or 3rd. And throughout the whole and like April right now, if you have the calendar, if you're watching, you have the calendar out, and of course April, which they have a picture of them looking at the taxes. Because of tax season. It's just amazing. And it was, to me, one of the bigger hits of this thing. And Brian, at the end of the night, was like, do you have another one of them? Because he didn't get one. No, he got one, but he wanted one more because there is some sort of agency that he called them. He was there, and he's like, hey, they want to do something about his dad.
Right.
And he goes, you have to see this calendar. And he wants to talk to them about this convention. Like maybe, because he was like, you guys got to see this. Like what you were saying,
right.
How he's so amazed at it.
Amazed.
He's talking to this agency about this. He's like, you have to see what's going on here. It's so great. This is the 2nd year. And it's so awesome. So we might actually get a little bit more attention next year.
Go.
But the calendar
the calendar
is phenomenal. It's just amazing.
The last birthday, I believe, was last week, and it was just the guy's just a raccoon. He appeared in one episode as a raccoon, and Rob had his birthday. And still my best. I mean, 365 days a year, and the Mullen kid's got to come home from the Navy. My favorite is still Alf Landon.
Yeah,
Alf Landon's birthday is on the calendar.
It's like Buddy Epson's birthday's on it.
He was,
so any person who was referenced in the 39 has their birthday on that calendar.
Oh my God!
It's absolutely fantastic. I'm trying to think of other. Of course, Dino for putting this all together.
Dino did a phenomenal job.
Awesome job. My wife,
your
girl,
yes,
Wendy,
yep.
and of course
Herb. Nicole.
Nicole was great. Nicole was just like. She was just helping out with like the gift bags.
The gift bags. Just
loved
her,
it,
they were doing the gift bags.
And of course, Miss Vanderbilt with the wine.
Yep.
And here is something that Bibbs texts me, and it was a great thought. We were it was like 2 days after the convention, and we were just talking about it. He's like, it seemed like it was so much fun, and I said, dude, the people are having such a great time. They had so much fun. And he goes, that is the best of all of it. Another generation to appreciate it. I bet the guys from Ralph in the 80s thought that would be the end of the madness. Yep. And it's not.
When Joe, you said this to me before. I'm like, I never thought of this. Never.
Nope.
And Joe, we got the timeline, too. The timeline from Ralph. The show, 1955-56. To the end of the Ralph organization, which was 1985. So you're talking about 30 years.
Okay.
So now from 1985 to 2025, that's 40 years.
Yes.
This is 40 years.
It's 40 years
after
from
Ralph.
The Ralph, and it was only 30 years after the show. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, this is 40 years after Ralph.
Yeah.
Now we try to get Pete Crescendi.
Yeah.
And we're working on him.
Yeah.
We're working on him.
We're definitely going to have him either call in or come in for the studio.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be easier to have him call in.
Yeah.
But
I'd like to see him at the convention next year.
That would be cool.
I really would like to see
that.
him.
Would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be a nice little addition.
Yeah.
Because to have him see a different version of the same love for the show, but done differently because it's based on the podcast.
Yeah.
I think that would bring a tear to his eye and a lump to his throat. Yeah. There's just so many. I mean, so many people that we already met that we saw last year, and then some new people that came, which was just fantastic. Some of these guys, they were great. The $99,000 answer was so good this year. It was so much fun. Everything, and then of course the end where we watched another episode. And we watched the Worry Wart.
Yeah,
and it was just, it's weird. I can't explain it because think about it. It's like if you watched it. To me, it's almost like you're watching your favorite. I'm watching the Jets at home by myself, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I cheer, I boo, lots of boos, not much cheering. But comparing that to being at the stadium and you're watching the game and you have, and I know we didn't have 50,000 people, but the point was to watch a show that most of the time in your life you have watched by yourself, maybe if you were lucky, one or two other people, and now you get to watch it in a room with 75 other people who love the show as much as you do.
Like-minded people. There for one reason.
Yeah.
Your like-mindedness is there for one reason. As different as we are, we're all like-minded in that room. And it reminds me, when the Steve Franchi's 7-minute, whatever we want to call that thing that he prepared, was phenomenal. And here it is. It's like being, not that I'm a concert person, but it's like being at a concert, singing along to the song.
Yes.
As the lines are coming out, everybody's ready, and you're just belting them out.
Great way.
And it's just like it's like singing a song at a concert. It was just phenomenal, and people, it really got everybody going.
Really did.
I mean, that and the Raccoon March, it really gets you going. Yeah. Believe it or not, it does.
Yeah, because when we first did it, I thought this is going to be really corny.
Yeah,
you know,
no,
and we all, and of course, Rob Lilly got everybody a copy, and we're all singing along to this silly song from like 1951 or whatever it was, and it was just.
Woo! We were woo at the end.
It was just so good. So good. Everybody was just like either so sad they couldn't make it, or they were like, this was just a blast.
Yeah.
And even for people that the second time, like that's the key. People that were there the first year and the second year were like, they sent messages or they're on their way out.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Can't wait for next year. I'm like,
Everyone's
you've
like,
been here twice.
Yeah. They
Like,
still want to come
They
back.
still want to come back.
It's unbelievable. It really is.
It
Unbelievable.
really is unbelievable. There was so much fun, and this time we did it a little bit different. We had a museum. Last year we had the top hand dress pan draw museum. Now we just had a museum with just dumb stuff.
But it was funny.
We had a hairpin.
And I wrote up the line. Last year we just had stuff out.
Yes.
You know, and you went up to there. Of course, nobody needs a line. We all know what it is. But this year I just thought it was funny that we wrote the line. For each piece in the museam. We had one skinny chicken. We
had a hammer.
The hammer. We had the pan under the eye. Nobody needs two of those.
Nobody would need two.
Have need for two of those. So we had the line on every piece that was in the museum.
Absolutely.
And it was worked out well. The people were taking pictures, posting
You
them
mean
online.
like this?
No one would have a need for two of those.
It really it was mind numbing to see how, because don't get me wrong, I was more confident this year.
Yeah.
But I'm still always the entertainer part in me is like, God, I hope they still have a good time, because like we said, it was almost like the same thing. We just tweaked a couple of things here and there. I'm like, are they going to be like, yeah, we did this last year?
Yeah. It's like, you know what, Joe? And you're there for hours.
Yeah.
Was it 3 hours?
At least three, yeah.
3. It's like when you think about it, it's trying to keep kids entertained at a birthday party.
Yeah.
Who have an attention span of like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Raccoons have 6 seconds. At least we have, you know.
But when you said it last year, you were like, I'm telling you, just them being there is going to be the driving motor for the fun.
Yep.
And it was. People come in, people that know us already, they're like, hey, Joe Conte.
Yeah.
And then, of course, this was one of my little personal favorites, was when we were first up there and we were thanking for people for coming. You know, like, it was so great to see you. And I said, you know, there's a special person that I want to thank who couldn't make it last year because she had arterial metachronia, and that was my wife. And to hear 70 people scream, your wife! My wife, I think she wanted to crawl into a mouse hole. She was like, oh my God, this your wife thing never ends. But it was, I mean, I can't speak enough on how wonderful it was. I mean, so many people who just were just so happy to just be there with each other.
Yeah.
It's like they haven't seen each other in a year.
Even Brian, Joe, when the coaster, he had no idea we had him on the coaster.
How great is that? Tell him.
And the coaster was great. He didn't know. And then we just presented it to him there. And so many people went up and got the coasters autographed by him. How great was that?
Because Rob Lilly
yes.
Printing, which we'll
get later
print,
on.
Yeah, we'll print. He made these coasters with Brian's picture on it. The picture of Brian next to
the Honeymooners bus scene. Is it the bus scene?
I think
right?
it's the bus scene behind
with
him.
all sticking their heads out the bus window.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, I think somebody went and grabbed him a drink or something, and then just put the coaster down. And then I wasn't there for that, but I would love to see his face. Like, why is my face on a coaster? So people were asking Brian to sign the coasters.
I got him to sign a bottle of wine.
Did you really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's great.
Oh, it's great.
That is absolutely awesome. I got an email, and it's a little lengthy, but it's definitely it's fun, and it's from David G.
David G.
Not sure. See, I thought it was David Cohen, but it's not David Cohen. That's
David
somebody
G.
else.
Somebody else, yeah.
Yeah. And this, even though it came to us, it's really for Louie. Dear Mr. Fink, or let's just cut out the last name, shall we? Morris. I enjoyed meeting you and Joe at the convention in Minneapolis, a.k.a. Pleasant Beach. If you recall, we spoke about our respective stickball teams, softball.
Yep.
and that you might be playing in my neck of the woods, Cape Cod, this summer. If you can get a refund from the deposit for your tent at Fred's Landing and you stay clear of the measles. I also had the pleasure of sitting next to your girlfriend for the early part of the meeting, and told her that naturally she could have married Chester Barnes. As far as conventions go, this was very good, sir, or okay. While the food was plentiful and satisfying, I have to give a demerit to Uncle Vinny's for not including either Neapolitan knotwurst or sweet and sour lychee nuts on the menu. That said, I must also admit that I was the one, and you may add this to my bad purns, that suggested that my table mate, who was there wearing an Admiral Dewey jacket, get the wine bottle that you were supposed to give your brother for Christmas autographed. Apparently, this started a mad rush over to Brian Carney, who, as you all know, is a treasurer, and he graciously signed, adding what else to his name? RX. And no, I don't get tipsy reading the labels. We also discussed my older son, who will be treating the sewer workers of Bensonhurst that get hit in the head with manhole covers as he begins his emergency medicine residency in the heart of Brooklyn, USA. Wow. Under the watchful eyes of Dr. Hyman and Seifert. Hopefully his team will be able to get enough blood type A to treat the patients in room 317. He and his younger brother will one day inherit my fortune. Finally, I must make an observation. Though certainly not worthy of a Louis, the podcasting business must be pretty lucrative, as you gave away by my calculations. 29 and 3 is 34, 34 and 2 o'clock, $198,000 to the two winners of the trivia contest. That's a whole lot of cherry sriracha. Of course, the winners, Ralph's Social Security number, will have to pay taxes on that money. That was one of the questions.
Yes,
what's Ralph's Social Security number? Which Matt got it. Mark nailed it. Yeah. We'll have to pay taxes on the money unless they can get a deduction for selling livestock. Remember, Morris, all persons are required to pay an estimated tax or by regulations required under authority of Section 6015 or Section 6016. Keep any records or supply any information, and who willfully fails to pay such estimated tax or tax. Oh, never mind. Channel Dave Ingram here. Just tell them to go to the barber shop. Anyway, thanks to the hairpin that was included in the swag bag, I was able to get my hot rod percolating so I could drive home to my patient and understanding wife. Go ahead and say it. Well done, and of course, RX David G.
Great, David.
Kind of summed up how everybody felt afterwards. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just honeymooner reference after reference after reference, and I think that's what makes these guys and gals great, is that they get the show, of course, but they get the humor that we have amongst each other.
Yes.
Which stems from the show and an extension of this. Yeah. And listen, we don't do this that often, but I want to pat ourselves on the back a little bit.
Why not?
With the help of all the people that we mentioned.
Yeah.
It really turned out awesome.
It did.
And I'm looking forward to next year.
Yep.
So March 22nd.
22nd.
Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club. We're already promoting.
I'll tell you what, though, Joe. The second one, it rolled around pretty quickly.
It sure did.
Because we were talking about like 4 months ago. We're trying, we got 4 months. All of a sudden, it was like on us.
Yeah.
And we're just like last minute planning. And,
well, you have to realize my dad passed away like January 22nd. So all of a sudden, I had like 2 weeks where I was like somewhere else.
Yeah.
So, and it was starting to crunch time.
Oh, yeah.
And then once February hit,
Yep.
it was like, and then of course with Michael Bruce and Ron
they
and
were
Steve
great.
just to help out.
They were great.
It was just awesome.
Everybody. Even it was, God.
Rob Lilly. I mean, Rob is just beastly,
Yeah.
The stuff that he did for us. And so many, and just the people that now I feel like I know these people. Like I really do. Like I want to hang out with Lou D'Angelo. Yes. Like I just want to, and even though we could probably have to go to a Yankee game for him.
Deano, total nut.
Deano came to my show. I had a show.
Nut.
He is an absolute lunatic. He came to my show. Now, here's a funny thing, and Deanno's hearing this, so he's going to laugh at this. Now, Deanno came to my show, which I put a local show together because all these people don't want to come see me. Right. And it was great. We had like almost 200 people in this room. It was packed, right? A couple of guys helped get some people come. And Deanno came with his wife. And he was just like, can I get a picture with you? I'm like, dude, we're like friends now. You know what I mean? But so my one friend, Bill, who we've been friends with for 30 years, he came to the show with his wife, and he was sitting like down the row from Deanno.
Right.
I didn't even get to talk to Bill.
Right.
He goes, dude, there was a guy who was at your table who was the biggest laugher I've ever heard. He was laughing at everything, and his laugh was so booming. Yeah. And I'm like, that's got to be Deanno. Has to be. And it was.
It is.
It was so. Him and his wife had so much fun there. And it was cool for him to come and see me do stand-up.
Yeah.
And we got to hang out for a little bit afterwards, so it wasn't honeymooner thing. And what a great guy. And his wife's a very sweet lady.
Yes,
Please
yes.
get away from him as fast as you can. Please. What are you doing? The guy's a maniac.
Now, he's friends with Mark and Doreen.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because he said that they couldn't make it because
they went to a wedding.
They
I
had
think
to go
they
to
were
a
a wedding.
Yeah. So hopefully they'll be back.
They'll be back next year, so they could do it. And if you don't know who we're talking about, it's Doreen is Get a Load of Fatso's granddaughter,
Michael O'Dowd.
Michael O'Dowd.
That's her
grandfather. That's her grandfather.
Yeah, that's her maternal grandfather.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so they did their little bit last year. So if they come next year, we're going to get them up there to do the bit again.
Oh, have to.
They were great.
Hey, watch it. Hey, watch yourself, buddy. And she did it so great. She's like, hey, get a load of fatso there.
What did you say? So anyway, so that was good. So
yeah,
next year, hopefully they'll be there.
Yeah.
Hopefully Vic will be there.
Yeah, that would be awesome too, for sure.
It was so funny because Nicole didn't know who Vic was. So I said,
Right.
okay, well, I'll play you bread and milk, of course.
Yeah, the
She
thing
was
that
cracking up.
Yeah.
Cracking up over that.
Absolutely.
They said snow. They said it's hysterical. I haven't seen it in 100 years. And I was laughing again because it was hysterical.
Absolutely. And who knows, like, listen, we were trying to see about maybe getting Joe Piscopo because he's a Jersey guy to come down.
Honeymooners guy,
And
big
now-
Honeymooners guy. He
And
did the
now
Honeymooner rap.
we have more time and we have a date, so maybe
So
we
we'll
can
work on these people.
I would love to get Joan Jett to come down. She's a huge fan of that. You know that, right?
Who?
Joan Jett?
No, really?
Dude, she has an album.
Oh, that's right. You telling me about the yes.
Something about the misspent youth.
Yeah, Misspent Youth.
That's one of her albums,
Yeah.
which I never knew. I'm not. I don't
Yeah.
know her. I know
Right.
her couple of songs,
Yeah.
but she's a huge Honeymooners fan. That's what to me. Anybody listening, if you guys have, and I'm not saying connections, but if you
no connections.
get no connections. March 22nd next year. Anybody that you know is like, because supposedly Michael Imperioli.
Oh, yeah, from The Sopranos.
He's a huge Honeymooners fan. Like, I would love to have these people come down just to see the madness.
Yeah.
It would just be so much fun. At least now we have the date, and anybody who's knows of, or at least, hey, you know what? You're on Twitter. Send him a Twitter message.
Cool.
Who cares? You know what I mean? Don't harass him.
No.
But
Just mention it.
yeah,
Mention
say
it in
we'd
passing.
love for you to come down. It would be cool.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so.
All right, we're going to do a couple of bits.
Yeah.
Before we go, but again, thank you,
Oh,
everybody. And
everybody.
if I didn't mention you, I'm sorry,
Yes,
but you know,
yes.
you know who you are.
You are there.
Okay. So
Got anything, Joe? You got your tooth theory, right? Go.
yeah.
Unfortunately, you people thought you were going to get through this without a tooth theory.
Here we go. Here we go.
The Honeymooners podcast now presents, to Joe Conti's dismay and abject horror, the Ron Albanese Twos Theory.
Oh my goodness. All right, we got two theories. One is mine, and one is Mike Nangel's.
Yes.
I want to do Mike's first.
Yeah, okay, do Mike's.
Okay. Very interesting one.
Yeah, very interesting.
Very interesting. And here's a twos theory. And now I'm doing this one because I want to check this one. I want you guys to think. Here's a twos theory. 2 of the original 39 episodes have titles based off of movies. Were there any other episodes based on movie names? And one is Dial M for Murder, and one is Young Man with a Horn. So one they took directly.
Directly. I never knew that.
Yeah, directly. Because whenever I would look up Young Man and a Horn, I would see
Kirk Douglas,
because I guess he's in it.
Yeah.
And Dial M for Murder.
Right.
Dial J for Janitor. Now, so that's a question. I'll pose that question as soon as the episode comes out. Are there any other ones? And I'm not talking about something that sounds like another movie.
Sometimes
this is
like
a direct. They're doing it because of that movie.
Right.
And do your thing about your observation.
Observation. When Joe mentioned this before, he was
this
reading
is
it to me, and I was saying, we're thinking about Dial J for Janitor, Dial M for Murder.
Yep.
And then here we have this house phone. And
by the way, Howard Becker, the one that Howard Becker recreated
oh my God.
To a T.
And if you want to see it, you got to come to the convention next year.
You got to come to the convention next year because it will be Brian Carney and the phone.
And you can take a picture with both of them if you want. People were taking just to get off the topic. But people were taking pictures with a lot. We had the poster for the $99,000 answer.
Oh yes,
it was the exact thing.
Rob made
Lilly.
the list of all the topics.
Yeah, the topics.
You
of
know,
Ralph actually
tropical
went on the
birds.
Yeah, like
and it was
Chinese
the exact
cooking.
one. Yeah,
Chinese
Chinese
builders.
Yeah, bridge builders.
Poetry. Popular songs.
Popular
Where was I? Oh, yeah. Talking about the Dial J for Janitor.
So clever, right?
Yeah,
right off the bat.
Right off the
clever.
bat. Great.
Dial M for Murder. Dial J for Janitor.
And Ralph's the janitor. And here's a guy has a house phone that you're dialing J for Janitor.
Exactly. I was like, wow.
There's a guy that doesn't have a phone.
That's
now has this house phone, and you can dial him.
You dial,
and he's the
for
janitor.
I never thought of that. And it's just a great
Like
observation.
It flows right in.
It's almost like they were even more brilliant than they realized.
Yeah,
that
maybe
they
didn't even realize what they did. But
those are the two. And
if you know any more, because I'm not gonna real big movie buff unless it's a grade B horror movie from the 50s.
Right, of course.
But, you know, if you
which is a huge market.
There's
got to be thousands of those.
Maybe 100.
Nobody need 2 of those.
Maybe 100.
So that's the question.
Yeah.
And now for my twos theory, there are 2 episodes that say this. Here's the one.
Are you hungry? No. Everything's fine? Sure. Okay. Now that I've asked you that, get up there. Get up there.
Which is something that I would do to my dog. Get up there.
Get up there.
Get up there. And then, of course, Bensonhurst Bomber.
Will you get up there and show me your stance? Get up there.
Think about it.
Yeah.
2 times, and each time they say it twice.
Get up there.
So it's a double twos theory. But I don't think they do it in any other one.
I don't think so.
Do not think so. But that's my twos theory. And the question is, are there any other episodes that are directly made from
movies?
The movie.
Yeah.
So that'll be the question. All right.
Get you all thinking out there.
Yes. You got to get into the Mambo thing.
Okay.
I love this thing.
Now, I would assume everybody loves the Mambo episode.
Yeah.
I love it.
What ended up winning the March
I think
Madness?
the $99,000 answer won the March Madness.
I think so, yeah.
And Mambo went pretty far.
Mambo was like 3 or 4.
Yeah, Mambo made the final 4.
Could have been higher than that.
Yeah, higher than that, you know. I think it made the final 4, or at least the Elite 8.
Right.
In the Mambo, I mean, I love the episode. I love the episode.
Oh.
Now, at the end, it's the last scene, and it kind of disappointed me a little bit. Not as bad as Ralph reading the letter of his mother-in-law.
Oh, yeah.
not that disappointed.
This isn't the last scene. This is the last scene until they make their change, because then they start to change.
Right. The scene of before they break off to that change.
Right.
Yeah, so it's not the exact last scene. It's the last scene with Carlos. That's what I said.
Yep.
It's the last scene with Carlos. So Ralph says, "You teach us the Mamba?"
Right.
And then, sure, and he puts the record on. And then Ralph takes this first step, which I love. It's like he's doing this Irish step dance. It's like Michael Flatley.
Like almost on his toes.
Yeah. He's doing like the hands straight down, like an Irish step dance, you know.
Yeah.
And he does it. Now my disappointment comes in. I would have liked to have seen him continue into a kind of mambo.
Right. Even though it would have been a bad
It would have been a bad mambo. Like Norton's doing this like merengue type dance, or Mr. Monicotti's throwing his elbows out like a spaz. and Ralph, I would have liked to have seen him do like more mambo or try it in a comical way.
Of course.
But he breaks off into the Jackie Gleason dance.
The Peabody thing or whatever.
Whatever. He just breaks off into the Jackie Gleason instantly. Arms flailing across the stage. And I was kind of disappointed with that.
Right. Because you know what? When you said it, first I'm like, well, that's what made it funny. But I think what would have made it even funnier was him starting to do it, fail miserably for like 3 seconds or 4 seconds, and then boom, go into his Jackie Gleason thing.
To me, I would have been satisfied without the Jackie Gleason dance at all. Just wanted to, because the scene stops there very abruptly.
Yeah,
I mean it's only a couple of seconds because that's it. It's
fades
over.
Out.
It's over. Just fades out. It's over. I would have loved to seen him. I would love to seen more. It's like more cowbell. I wanted to see more mambo. I'm serious.
Oh my God, that's great. More cowbell. I wanted more mambo.
Yeah, more mambo. But because that first step to me is phenomenal. It's so funny, and I think Steve put something up on the site with Irish step dancers and Ralph's image in the middle doing that first step.
Right, which is something you've always said.
I've always said I love that first step because it does remind me of an Irish step dance. Yeah. And I wish I just wanted to see him carry that out more in a comical mambo instead of breaking out into the Gleason dance.
Right.
Because it was too much. The Gleason dance was like over. It was
right. It's like you weren't even trying.
Yeah, it was over the edge.
If he was failing trying, that makes it funnier.
That makes it funny. He didn't even try. One step, and all of a sudden he's flailing into the Gleason dance. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, no.
All of a sudden he went into the variety show.
Yeah. Like they're waiting for the June Taylor dancers to come out.
Yeah, so he can drink his coffee with Irish whiskey in it.
Yeah, really.
That's strong stuff.
So that's basically it. And then we wanted to mention a couple of things about Morris Fink.
Yes, go ahead.
We before we did the intro
with Morris Fink.
And here's the thing about Morris Fink. He comes in, he's like this erudite guy, and he seems like he's well spoken.
Right.
And then we find out that he works next to Norton in the sewer. And he's think about this. He is the head of the whole thing. The whole thing.
Yeah.
The international order. This is an international order, and you're the head of it. You work in the sewer, and he's there because he's there for the Bensonhurst, the whatever dinner was that night, to pick Raccoon of the Year. So he's going to be there because he lives there,
right? Yeah, of course.
But what happens if they have one like in Houston or something?
Or Bismarck, North Dakota.
Does he have to fly to Houston? Because they said it's international, so I figured Texas would make it international,
which is. Again, makes it so funny. Like, this is international. I mean, are there any, like, because when you think of the raccoons, I'm trying to think. Like,
there is one that's an international order of blah, blah, blah. I don't know what somebody out there may know, like Hal Lesser may know.
Right.
The international order of some organization.
Yeah,
and I think that's probably where they got this from.
It just makes it even funnier.
It makes it even funnier.
The silly raccoons.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Silly raccoons are international. And they go to Minneapolis for their convention, which of course makes geographical sense for the jokes.
Yes, for the jokes.
Because more than likely it would have been Atlantic City.
Yeah,
more than likely.
you would think.
But
then,
we're going in the other direction.
Yeah,
Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah,
I don't know if
it worked. Yeah.
Listen, that's what it is, and it works perfectly.
Yes.
But yeah, like just so
international order of friendly raccoons.
Oh my goodness! You know what? Do you want to do? You know what? Remember we were discussing it, and we're gonna. We have time. What do we got? We got nothing going on.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do it. You know what it is. Oh.
Hear ye, verily, hear ye. The Honeymooners podcast now presents Ad Lib or Not an Ad Lib. That is the question.
And of course, we had Dave Ingram do an intro for us for that. It was just great.
Great.
It was,
People there in the voice. They know when they hear them, and they all say,
and he goes, "I am known as the voice." I mean, I'm almost embarrassed on how many people I didn't thank.
Yeah,
I know that.
I know.
And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
But all right, so we got an ad lib or not ad lib, and I think this is an easy one. But we wanted to do it.
Yeah, want to do it just to see what you guys think.
just
See what
to
you
see.
think.
And hold on, it's from Unconventional Behavior.
Ooh. Go ahead. Get.
All right.
I could slaughter some.
Oh, okay. Write it down on a piece of
I
paper.
am. I'm jotting it down right now.
Write it down on a piece of paper. And okay.
What happened to it?
Ready?
No, go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Oh, I'm ready.
All right.
I'm in shape.
So now they can't get the handcuffs off, and they go to take their jackets off, and of course, so they're gonna have to put their jackets back on, and they got to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Because they can't get the handcuffs.
Went wrong.
What went wrong?
I guess we'll just have to sleep with our jackets on.
Here it is. This is great.
Now get in there! All right. Want to give it another boom? Get in there.
Want to give it another boom? You know that.
Get in there.
You know it. You know that's an ad lib, dude.
Because this is such a physical scene. And we were talking before. I'm like, Joe,
You
how did they rehearse
Yeah,
this?
did he not rehearse this at all? Because I also heard that he did rehearse a little bit.
Yeah.
And once in a while he would rehearse. But
something like this where you have to be kind of spot on, and then them two just the greatness that just
their chemistry. It's like Stockton to Malone.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they were just meant to
and
work
of
together.
course, Joe, the mask. Hey, when he
gets him up there,
When he gets him up there,
get up there,
get up there,
get up there, and then he just grabs the mask. Hey. The way he says it too, it's so funny, and that is definitely an ad lib.
Yeah.
And Gleason's reaction is fantastic to it. Like,
What does he say? Put that down or put it?
I think
he
so.
says something like that.
We can play with
Yeah,
it.
well, of course.
But we're all
Watch out for my teeth.
Watch out for my teeth.
Knock my teeth out.
Now this is where it looks like Norton's knee goes into a bad spot.
Well, what is it now? Yeah.
Let me tell you something. That what is it now?
No.
He is so desperate to just go to sleep.
Yeah.
He is like breaking. He's like, what is it now? Like he's going through the worst possible thing in his life. And
If I sleep on the outside, I don't like to sleep on the inside. I got claustrophobia. All right, go ahead. Now climb over slowly.
something else we noticed. Yeah. He's climbing over. And listen.
All right.
Breaking my arm!
Okay. Norton, whatever, knees him in the leg, whatever happens, and Gleason goes, ow.
Ow.
And Art Carney says, ow, right after him.
Listen, there's two.
There's two of them.
2 ows.
This is a
theory, Ron.
Theory, Ron. But it just,
Thank you, Ron.
it almost doesn't make sense.
No,
It's almost like Art Carney was just, it was almost like an impulse.
Yeah, an impulse
He
reaction.
just reacted
to
it.
To his ooh.
To his
Ooh,
ow.
or ow. Or
And he went,
ooh.
ow.
Well. What is it now? Yeah. You mind if I sleep on the outside? I don't like to sleep on the inside. I got claustrophobia. All right, go ahead. Now climb over slowly. You're breaking my arm!
So weird.
Breaking my arm. I don't think so.
So
Yeah.
weird.
Ow. Ow.
You're on my coat. Now, will you go to sleep?
Yeah.
I don't sleep on my back to race his back too. It's just comedy genius. You can't.
Well, all right. What do you want, Norton?
I can't sleep on my back very well.
Get out! Get out!
I love this. And you guys all know.
Get up there. Get up! Yeah? Get up! Get on your stomach. Hey, look.
Oh my God.
That's got to be John. It's ad lib.
That's got to be.
That's ad lib.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
And what does he say? Never mind that.
Never. Yeah, I think he says never mind that. Hold on. Here we go. Right there.
Get on your stomach. Hey, look. Never mind that.
Never mind that.
Oh my God. Get on your stomach. Never mind that. He does it twice.
Oh,
the first time it kills. The second time it was still funny, but his hey, it's just so.
And of course, we had the mask in our convention.
Yes,
in our museum.
Yep, absolutely. Another thing that we had. Yeah, definitely ad lib. Not even close. To me, both of them, they're not even. I mean, if anybody wants to, I'll put those two in there, the two ad libs. Yeah. But yeah, I think they're both ad libs without a doubt. I want to give it another boom.
Unbelievable.
Oh, unbelievable. My goodness. Oh, wow.
I'm going to say this. No, I'm going to say this one for next time.
Okay.
Okay, it's a good one. We can discuss it. Somebody had brought it up on the page this past week. So
okay.
It's a good one.
All right.
We could discuss it. Give us something to talk about next time.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we won't have the convention to talk about.
Now, hold on a second. Here's something we are going to do. We don't have any for today, but don't do this on purpose. There's still the here's an item. Mm-hmm. So if you want to email us or whatever for the here's an item, but we came up with another thing, and it's called the one that Steve Franchi made, the intro.
Oh, what is this? What is that?
Oh no, not what it's You could say that again.
Oh, you can say that again. Okay,
yes.
That's it.
So we're doing something called You Can Say That Again. And what we're going to do is, from the podcast group page, if we find a post that we find very funny, humorous, and especially something that we can read, and then the comments, because we notice sometimes the comments to something are hilarious. So we're going to do something where it's called You Could Say That Again.
You could say that again.
And we'll read, and we'll find, this will be on us. Don't worry about it. If we just look in and be like, Louis, that's a good one.
Right there.
And then we will just read the post, who it is, and then read the comments because it's funny.
Yes, it is.
There's some really funny stuff.
Good stuff.
So do not forget. Do not abandon us with the here's an item.
No.
We need you.
Still need here's an item.
We still need here's an item. All right. So without further ado, is there anything else you need?
No,
before
we're good.
we're
good. We're going to go right into our trivia.
Sponsored by Lily Printing. That's right. Go to lilyprinting.com. Get yourself. I'm about to say, get yourself some great hot sauce. Get some banners with pictures of great hot sauce on it. Rob Lilly, Brother Norton, signs, banners, copy services, offset printing, full color printing, advertising products, much, much more. He's been doing it since like 1989. Yeah. He's as honest as the day is old. I almost don't even know how he stayed in business that long because he doesn't charge a lot of money. No. Anything you need, go to lilyprinting.com. And I think the phone number is 908-638-6464.
Well, 64. Trixie the maid is always there.
908-638-6464. So, without further ado, this is Louis' 111th favorite bit.
111.
111.
Okay.
Go.
And now, Tom, who is our first guest, please?
Herb!
Our first guest, ready to leap the first hurdle on his way to the $99,000 answer, is our
comedian from Africa, Joe Conti.
Thank you.
From the whole continent.
Thank you.
I want to see the expression on your face when you miss it.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow, that was mean-spirited. All right.
All right. Here we go, Joe. It's like kind of a two-parter. It's a two-parter.
Two-parter.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's from Matter of Life and Death.
Okay.
Okay, Ralph goes to the doctor, right, to get his checkup. That's what he thinks he's sick, right?
Yep.
And then Alice goes to the veterinarian, Dr. Morton. How much money was Ralph's doctor visit, and how much was the veterinarian visit?
Ralph's visit was $2.
No.
No? Wait a minute. $10 for the dog.
$10 for the dog. Okay, got that one. Dr. Morton.
And was it $5 for Ralph?
No.
No? Oh, $3.
$3.
Oh,
there you
okay.
go.
Yeah,
there you
that's
go.
right.
They're saying like the vet costs like 3 times what the doctor
Which
cost.
is a very good joke.
It is a good
It's
joke.
a very good joke. It's only for $10 to inspect a dog for a dog.
It's $100.
It's $100.
Inflation
And of
rate.
course, it was for it's for the
comedy
joke.
person. Yeah, like always exaggeration money. Always exaggerated money.
Absolutely. All right, that wasn't bad.
So that's it. Yeah, that was
right.
it.
Cool.
Yeah. So we're wrapping it up here.
Electric statement. Oh, you even get spam text messages.
Oh, I've been getting them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I get them from Indeed. They want me to go to work. I'm like, no.
Oh my goodness.
I finished work 8 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, who can we thank? I mean, there is so many people. First of all, thank you to everybody who helped, contributed,
Yes.
was there, couldn't make it, wanted to be. All of you, thank you for the convention, and thank you for listening. Thank you to all of you. I can't even get into all of you, but thank you so much. We couldn't do it do this show without you.
No.
You know, and of course there's Steve and Mike and Ron and all those guys.
Pete
and
George.
Pete and Frank and Bill. Yeah, I know. I was waiting for that. And of course, thanks to Silk City Hot Sauce. Thanks to my wife.
Your wife.
Yep, thegoods.fun. Thanks to Rob Lilly Printing. And everyone who listens, emails us, comments on Facebook, and all you full-grown fraternity members and future fraternity members. And, of course, our newest one, Tommy Demko.
Yes.
Exactly. Share episodes of our YouTube videos, some of the short clips that we made, and also even the episodes with your friends on social media, or share directly with your pals in the sewer or at the bus depot. And if you want to follow me on all my social media platforms, it's Joe Conti with an E, comic. And that's it.
That's it.
So for me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fats, we'll see you next time.
E pluribus raccoonum. Night all.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.
We'll have to do this again real soon.
How about tomorrow night?
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.